Hello everyone, my name is Calling Me Crazy, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, and if you're not new here, I have a new thing going on where I am getting rid of my regular inbox and we're doing a Google form instead for questions or advice you guys want to send to me and have me answer. It's really easy. I'll just have a link down in the description. Super simple Google form, and you get to choose what the background gameplay could be. So I've listed all the Call of Duties that I own, and yeah, you can choose from there. If you don't have a preference, that's fine. It's also a choice in that Google form, and yeah, go check it out if you haven't already. And today we're talking about the retro boom that's been going around for the last few years or so, probably ever since I would say like 2022 or maybe even before that, um, where everybody kind of just like decided to go back to like physical media, so like record players, cassette tapes, um, what are they called, VHS tapes, like old cameras that suck, like terrible quality. Polaroids, I guess, those have been around for quite a while though. I would say definitely pre-COVID. Just whatever old technologies that a lot of people have. I have old gaming technologies. Like I got a refurbished Wii last year for Christmas, or maybe 2 years ago at this point. It's been a while since I've had it. I have a lot of old games I buy. I've talked about going to a retro store for gaming. When I used to live in a different part of town, I was right next to an awesome gaming store. I actually need to go back. It's been a long time since I've been there, but yeah, we've just had a big retro boom in a lot of millennials. I think they've been on that train for a while, and it seems to have caught up to Gen Z in the last few years. And I'm all for it. And I feel like this has been talked about quite a lot, but some reasonings for it that you guys probably relate to is I just think old stuff is cool. It's neat. It's interesting for me specifically to see something that's really old. For instance, like I'm playing some World at War in the background right here. It's interesting, like the limitations that people had in creating stuff, especially like technologies. I think is like super interesting. Where they didn't have as much technology as we do nowadays. I feel like everything's ran by AI at this point, and all the big companies are just pushing it like crazy, and for good reason. I mean, it's very profitable. It's very easy to use, and once you get integrated with it, it makes a lot of processes easier and faster, which is what people always strive for, like especially in business. So technology always speed things up, but it's always fun to go back and see how they were made. I feel like very primitive things that are simple machines are really interesting because you understand like the foundations of how something's made, or like just the ideas of what people were thinking about back then. I think it's almost like a history lesson to yourself, and it's also just neat to see these things still work today. Like I'm still surprised that we can get VHS tapes to still work, or like my Wii, for instance, to still work. It's just like the Wii as a concept. I think when I was a kid, like blew my mind so hard that it still is impressive to me that I can wave a stick or a wand around and it like tracks the location of the wand. Especially when you don't have the little bar at the bottom. If you lose one of those, you can do a little trick where you get two little candles, and if you put them semi close to each other under the TV, you could use that as a Wii motion sensor detector, and it'll actually work. It's crazy. I guess it has something to do with the heat detection. So yeah, that's a little tip if you didn't know about that. I feel like it's kind of well known now, but stuff like that you learn too. It's like since there's such simple technologies, there's simple solutions for fixing them or needing them repaired or recreating them. My Wii is refurbished, so it's not like an original Wii per se. It probably has some original parts to it, but it's definitely been reworked and redone. Um, and I think that's really cool. And I think a lot of people nowadays, especially like people that use record players and collect vinyls, I still am so confused how I get explained to it every time, and I've even looked it up multiple times how a vinyl works and how just a little needle on a vinyl plays music. It's crazy. Like the concept is just insane that you can just write music onto a physical piece of something, a disc, and it plays music. Just the concept of that is crazy. And then along with CDs are also kind of wild too. They make a little more sense because you're using a laser to like read the disc, but even then it's like you look at the back of a CD, it's just clear, shiny pieces. Like there's nothing really to it. But obviously, if you get like scratches and stuff in it, that always messes up the CD. And I remember I used to have scratches on a lot of my old CDs and a lot of my old games, and they wouldn't work as well. So I'd have to. I got this like weird solution stuff one time where I would rub it on there. It's like a white, just like paste. You would rub on the back just a little bit. Get like a cloth and give it like an hour or two, and it'll look like it'll buff out quite a few scratches, but it'll work as brand new almost. And then it's just like wow, it just works all of a sudden. That being like a concept, I think interests a lot of people. Whether it's technologies, whether it's just old, um, toys maybe, or even just old ways of people doing things, even maybe like old businesses, designs, stuff like that. And I think it's just super interesting, and that's why a lot of people have been kind of going back to that stuff. It's also, really nostalgic. I think people that used to live in that time, like us, anybody that's like maybe like pre 2005 or so, just knows what that stuff's like, and they always think like it was a better time, and they kind of take those feelings of being a child and discovering this stuff for the first time and kind of like revisiting that stuff. So I know a lot of you can relate to that. Let me know what your thing is that you've been super interested in retro wise, and I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.